One of the things that I would just love to talk about a little bit more is you've already said multiple times just the word rhythm. And I know that that's in the book several times. And clearly, as someone that reads a lot, there are books where I really enjoy the melodic or the rhythmic qualities of it. But generally, in writing, the rhythm's there, but I don't ever know if it's being used intentionally. So I guess thoughts on, like, for anyone as we're writing, thoughts about how to think about rhythm, how to incorporate that in a more successful way.
Sure. Well, I mean, the first thing is to your comment about you don't know whether it's being used intentionally. Well, if your prose is really clear, if you're not making any mistakes, if everything's just the way it should be, if there's a rhythm there, it will be intentional. You can trust that. And it's only in prose where you're just not sure. Is it really working? Is it really not? That becomes problematic. First of all, rhythm is one of those things that it's embedded in language. It's just inherent in it, in the sense that it's a physical part of us. We breathe, and the exhalations we make are paced in a certain way, and they carry words upon them. But it's also good, strong rhythm in prose actually helps cognition. It's actually a way of helping you understand at a sort of in a preliminary way what the actual words are saying. I'm not sure how we're, I mean, I'm sure you could probably devise some kind of psychological test that would help test this, but to me, the main thing is that so much of our habit of reading historically comes from reading aloud. At a time, say, in the early 18th century or late 17th century, when really people did not own many books, what they did was they read aloud to each other. If you got a letter from a family member from, across the country, you read it to the whole family aloud. You read Shakespeare aloud at night. And in other words, there was a performative aspect to all of this. And if you go back to the origins of our language, which tend to lie in many places, but one of them is the King James Bible of 1611, that is a profound work of rhythmic prose. It's just saturated with rhythm. And to me, it's like saying, well, I can understand this painting as well in black and white as I can in color, but why would you? Why would you actually remove that dimensionality when you can have it as something present in your life? A lot of people don't know how to think about rhythm at all. And my suggestion is always, first of all, anything you pick up to read a couple of paragraphs aloud, just so you can start hearing it. And if you don't read poetry, just pick up a good anthology of poetry. Go to the Poetry Foundation site and just read through it. Find some poems, one you like, that interests you for some reason. It doesn't matter what it means. Read it aloud. Maybe memorize it, because that will help you sort of flex a muscle that you don't use all that often. It will remind you that you can actually write in your head because you can remember things in your head. All of these things have to do with just essentially reawakening a sense that I think we all possess, but have allowed to become kind of latent in a way.
Yeah, I love that. And I've definitely heard before is just a kind of a general rule or recommendation for writing to try to read what you've written aloud. It's almost like your brain processes it differently and you notice different qualities about it.
Oh, completely. Well, think about it. If you're reading with your eye is very fast. It's able to skip over words, everywhere. But if you're reading with your ear, for me, the best example is some of the best editors I've ever had have been radio editors. I used to do a lot of reading for NPR when I was working at the Times, and their edits were just astonishingly good because they understood that the radio audience can't look back. It can only take in the current word, the current thought, and any pause to go, what was that? Then you lose the next few words. So you have to be so clear as the words move past. That's both a rhythmic thing, but also, again, a cognitive thing. It's really an interesting thought.
One other